Hello everyone, Dr. John Bartemus here today with Functional Medicine Charlotte member Jennifer, and she wants to share her story with us. So Jennifer, why did you first seek out functional medicine care?
I first sought it out because I have MS and I had a severe attack in October, November area, and I was just really struggling. I couldn't read, I couldn't drive, I couldn't see to put my makeup on, being this close to the mirror, and it was scary. It was very, very scary. I had had eye inflammation before and had to have eye injections before, but this was very, very different. So a good friend of ours who they brought their son here to see you, told us about you in December and said, just talk to him. Okay. And so I did. And in the meantime, we started our conversation, but in the meantime, I had to have super steroid drops in my left eye. And it had to have an eye injection in January. And while my vitreoretinal disease doctor was like, your inflammation is improving, your eye health looks perfect, I knew he wasn't seeing what I was seeing.
And could you see?
No.
So how is your eye health perfect if you can't see?
Yes, I still couldn't drive. And I couldn't read. And I just told him, I said, do you think this could be something new, something neurologic, something to do with the MS? Because as much as you're saying I look great, in my eye, I can't see. And work was very difficult. Everything was difficult. And so he sent me to a new neurologist, and I had an MRI done in March, and it was the worst MRI I've ever had. I had 7 to 10 active lesions. She was very adamant that, I had already started the conversation with you, and we were going to come here in March, but she said, diet and exercise, that's great, but you will only slow progression down if you get on one of these disease-modifying drugs. So she, in that moment, when you're telling me what my MRI looks like, I was worried, and I didn't want to go back on. I've done conventional MS medications. I did horrible injections every night for 3 years. And then we had done paleo. I've been in Dr. Wall's protocol study. I went to the University of Iowa for that. I've done keto. I've done the AIP, the autoimmune protocol. I've done all of those things. They all work to an extent, but never fully. So in any case, I didn't want to have to go on one of those drugs. So talking to you, you had always said, I'm not going to tell you not to. But we talked and everything, and we talked about your analogy of the orchestra, and if I take my immune system being all these instruments and the different parts being part of a symphony or an orchestra, and if I take an immunomodulator or an immunosuppressant, it will bring the curtain down on my whole show.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get that back. And I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to try this first. So we started in May.
That's right. We started in May. And what about before we get to the super good stuff, right? what about the process was different for you from your conventional experience?
The very first part of it was that you were so thorough in testing me for everything. And you looked at all of my medical records, of which I held the record, I think, until just recently.
You did, yeah.
But I don't think that's a good
19
thing.
different requests, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think that's great. But, you were able to see trends through the years, and I have had this for 10 years that I have fought this, that nobody else had noticed, nobody else had looked for. So you're very thorough with the testing and just the plan and how it addresses the root of problems. And the biggest part was that this whole thing was about me, not an overall protocol, not an overall, here's a plan that might work for you to some extent, but this is about you and your results and what is going on inside you. That's huge.
That's the secret sauce.
That's the secret sauce.
And so by consuming that sauce, what changes did you create?
I started on my birthday, May 4th.
All right.
Star Wars Day.
The fourth.
Exactly. And by 3.5 weeks in, I could drive and I could read.
Wow.
And I could see my face in the mirror enough to apply makeup and not look like a clown. And that was just the beginning, but that was so huge. And
So you hadn't seen or driven out of your left eye since October 2019.
Correct.
Until May 2020.
Yes.
And within 3 weeks of starting, you were driving and seeing.
Yes.
Hallelujah. With no
Yes.
immune suppressing drugs.
No.
All right.
None whatsoever.
All right. What else?
So, I mean, that's so huge.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we could end it there.
we could. It's so huge.
But the fun doesn't stop there.
No. And I am so thankful. And all of the things that have happened, I couldn't have done it. I'm so thankful to God for the friends we have that brought me to you, for us being able to work with you. And I'm very thankful because I have a huge support system.
Which you need. Yes, absolutely. And
my husband
your husband's number one.
Yes, he is. He is number one. And just so encouraging, and every step along the way would try to do things with me, and just a huge difference. And so aside from being able to drive and read, which are big, I have more energy. I have stamina. I get made fun of now because I'm only 5'2", and my husband and all of his family are giants. And I was walking faster than all of them when we went hiking. And it was just a natural pace. Doing the HIIT training has been a huge thing, getting stronger. I've lost 45 pounds.
Boom.
3 sizes in 3 months.
And oftentimes with MS, there can be heat intolerance, and so you did this through the summer. How did you do with that?
It was the best summer I have had since being diagnosed.
Awesome.
I mean, it still will get to me a little, but I have little baby fans everywhere. And Scott always makes sure we have a fan in the car and all of that. But I was able to handle the heat so much better this year.
And exercise.
Through the summer. And exercise and work in the yard and do housework and not feel like I've been hit by a truck, and just feel like normal. Feel like I can operate like normal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's been amazing.
So it may seem unrelated to the MS, but I think you have a powerful testimonial with your menstrual cycle as well.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
No, that was the other thing too. And yes, so Scott was all like, your first video is about that? It was good. Yes, I had severe pain. I mean, I was 10 when I started, and I've always had severe pain. Just fetal position, heating pad, pillows, whatever would work. And you said, well, let's try not taking anything. And I said to you in the email,
what would you take typically?
I would take 4 ibuprofen every 6 hours if I could last 6 hours.
For how many days?
3. The full 3 days, first 3 days for sure.
Okay.
And I could slow it down after that.
So that's a lot of ibuprofen. If you're doing the math, we're upwards of what? 20, 30 ibuprofen each cycle.
Yes.
Which your kidneys and gut love, by the way.
Right, right.
Okay.
And leading in, I'd have headaches leading in. So, and conventional medicine would tell you to pre-treat to try to get on top of it. So I would start taking ibuprofen even before that day would happen. But in any case, we're in an email together, and I'm like, I just started this, and this is about to happen. So what do I do? Because I didn't want to cause any negative effects with the plan and what we were doing. And so you said, okay, why don't you try? And the way you worded it was so funny, because I was like, I'm just going to confirm that you want me to do nothing. Take nothing, if possible. And you said, if possible, but if I have to take, then just keep track of how many to see if it's less.
Yeah.
Okay, so the very first one, May, and Sunday we had pulled into the church building, and I was like, oh, this is bad, but I think I can do it. I'm going to do it. I can do it. But I got a really serious headache, and that messes with the vision. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take 4 ibuprofen. I'll take 2 Tylenol. Tylenol has never touched me. Never touched me. No matter what I took it for, it's never worked. But I'm going to try, because I told him I would. So I took 2 Tylenol. And that's all I took for that entire cycle.
Yes.
Just those 2 Tylenol. And the next one, I did the same. I had to do the same thing. I took 2 Tylenol, and that was it. And that would have been June. But ever since then, I've had nothing. No Tylenol.
Throughout any cycle?
No.
No meds?
Nothing.
Awesome.
Nothing.
That's high five.
Thanks.
Bam. So, excellent. So this is amazing, and I'm sure you've spoken to many people, or many people have asked you questions as they've seen you change through all this, and they say, what are you doing?
Right.
And you tell them, and they'll say, I probably, oh, that sounds hard, or I could never give up, whatever, or
Right.
I heard that's expensive, or whatever people say. What would you say to people who are seeing your video and on the fence, who have those objections?
I would say I wish I had done this 10 years ago. I really do, because yes, while it isn't cheap, because it's amazing and it's worth every single penny, because what I'm doing now is so much less expensive than paying $70,000 a year for a drug that could give me brain cancer, or make my skin slough off, or tear up my liver. And not only that's just the MS factor. That doesn't have anything to do with the, eating better and all of that. I mean, this investment is in you. I invested in me because we all know we're not going to be here forever. We know that. But I want to be the best me I can be while I'm here. And I couldn't do that. I had thrown so many darts trying to see what would stick. Mm-hmm. And I had come to this realization that, I was scared. I was scared in December when Brock told me about this. Thank you, Brock. But it was like, I can't not do this. And we're going to find a way to make this work, because nothing else has worked the way this has worked. Yeah. Nothing else. Because this is about, literally, this is just me. This isn't a group of normals, and and it's not just a doctor looking at me because I'm a neurology patient and only seeing neurology. It's not about that. It's about me as I'm the whole puzzle. Mm-hmm. And that is what this does. It looks at me in every part.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you are quite the puzzle. Special puzzle. And thank you for sharing your story with us. And if you're out there watching and as inspired by Jennifer as I am, then please reach out at functionalmedicinecharlotte.com, and we'd love to partner with you and help you figure out your puzzle and get you towards a life at optimal.